Alright, Mr. U, here's my Mr. Worldwide Translator version 3. This is our advanced app iteration. So here we have our UI I created. We have a little label here, just telling you what language you want to translate to. Here are your selections. Right now there's 5, but you could always add more. But I just start with 5 that covers most languages people basically translate to. We have our web viewer here that's blank right now, and then we have our text boxes, our buttons, and then basically this will be like the output area. So we go to our blocks over here. So you can see the index I created. This is basically which of the 5 languages you chose, and then here's a list. EN is English, ES Spanish, French, Italian, and Portuguese. And I put a clear button in just to make it easier. Instead of having the backspace all the text, you just hit clear and everything, all the text box go to blank instead of having to delete everything. And now, so this is our list viewer basically. This is our selection over here. Here was like the list. Here's selection now. We have a bunch of if then else's. So basically with our list view, it's hard because I couldn't get the, I want the whole word English there, but to get the whole word English and then the EN code, like for Yandex, it would return an error code, so I had to put this, selection thing in here so it would, set the index correctly. So basically if it's, index 1 on the, list viewer, which is English, it'll set the global index to 1, and then it chooses later. I'll show you 1 would the index be on here is English. So basically it goes for all that, and then if you don't choose anything, it tells you make sure to select a language. So when you click the button to translate, when it looks for what language you're translating to, it looks in the list of global languages and it gets the index that you selected before. So this here creates the index of what you choose, and then that is one of the languages here to code. So then it gives the index to code, and then I give the text that I want to translate, which is what the user typed in what I call the rough text, text box. And then that would give you your output. And then on bottom here, after Yandex gets the translation, to because I wanted to have an image feature too. So basically, it takes the what it does, it joins the Google URL for images and then adds in the query we want, which would basically be a rough text, because you want to translate from the image, you want to translate from the language that you initially typed in, because it might not always give you a direct translation, because translations aren't always exact. That's just the way language is. And then at the end, it also sets the translated text box to the translated text, so basically see the actual text of what you wrote out. So basically, the output that we're looking for is an image and also the translated text. So now we'll come here and I'll show you. So for instance, we want to translate, you put in any language and it'll work, but say here, we'll type in English because that's the language I speak, and we'll translate to Italian. So we'll put in the word potato, because why not? So I type in potato. I have my language selected, I type in potato, and I hit translate. Then, oh, I actually spelled it wrong, sorry. Hit potato, translate. And then in Italian, potato would be patate. And then here you get a picture of potato. It gives you just a basic image search on Google of whatever you typed in. So we could give another example. We could go to Portuguese. We could type in, let's see, cat. Basic word. Then cat, hit translate button. Cat in Italian is gatto, and then it gives you all pictures of cats here. So that's basically it. It's just a simple translator app. Pick your language, put it in your text, it'll translate it, and then it'll even give you a picture. So it's a little more efficient than Google. On Google, you have to translate it, then you have to search that word up, and then go to images. Here, it's all on one screen. You click one button, it all comes up for you. So that's the Mr. Worldwide Translator App version 3. The one thing I forgot to mention was the different like cases we had. We had to have 3 involved in here. So one obviously was to make the list, which I made a list here. It's very straightforward, but it's a list still. Then I had to do selection, so I used this giant if then else if then else if, repeating. But I use this block here. That would show selection basically, where in the if the condition is not satisfied or it's not true, then it goes on, like it won't do this, and it goes on to the next one, and if none of these true, then it just else it goes to just make sure you have make sure you select the language first. Also though, so there's a list, there's selection, and also for an algorithm with a sequence, this is written in a specific order. Because say for instance you tried to hit the translate button before you did this here, before you picked your language, what would happen, it would just give you English automatically because the index is 1, so you wouldn't be able to change it. The only way is if you have to go in the algorithm here, it goes, the clear button can be done whenever, but you initialize the global variables, and right after that you pick your language, and then you translate. If you try to translate without picking the language, it'll just go to English every time, and you won't be able to. So that's why this is the sequence of the algorithm here. It's very specific the way it's written.